Welcome back. You're watching Morning Express, and as I told you before the break, we shall be discussing the Transport Licensing Appeals Board, and the chairman, Dick Waweru, is joining us to have that discussion and let you know what this can be, of what importance this is to you, and of course all the tribunals that are linked to the judiciary. Now over to you, Mr. Waweru. Let's start off by you telling us what the Transport Licensing Appeals Board is all about.
Yes, good morning. My name is Dick Waweru, former mayor of Nairobi and chairman of Transport Licensing Appeals Board. I want first to thank God that we have this opportunity with the COVID in the country, but He has given us an opportunity to be there, to be able to address issues that concern our people. If I may start with the word tribunal.
Yes.
Most of our people don't understand what role is played by tribunals. But tribunals are bodies that deal with issues that would have gone to high court, that would have costed our people a lot of money to file cases. But in the wisdom of the government of His Excellency, the cabinet, the legislature, that is the parliament, they have come up with tribunals that will deal with issues that affect several sectors in the country. And the idea is to simplify and bring justice to people quickly, cheaply, and very timely. We don't follow a lot of technicalities. Tribunals don't follow all the technicalities that you see in courts.
Perhaps could you give us the difference of what the two options would be?
Well, what I'm trying to say is the difference between a tribunal and a court of law is that we reduce all technicalities that will hinder the common mwananchi from getting access to quick justice.
Yes. Now, literally, for someone who's watching at home and they have no idea, if they're looking to a tribunal as opposed to a court, what are some of the things that are removed from the process? That I mean, literally, what am I to expect from a tribunal that I wouldn't have to deal with if I was going for the option of a court?
Well, as I started, I wanted to give a general
it's okay. You can get into
tribunals.
the details.
That is, first, I have told you we don't follow the technicalities that are followed in courts. The composition of tribunals makes everything very easy because, first, it is diverse in the sense that, you know, we try, every tribunal is formed mostly by no less than 5 members who come from different professional backgrounds, not necessarily lawyers or that kind of thing. No, of course, you have one lawyer in the tribunal just to guide where some technicalities arise, but it's a simple court. It's more of what we are calling alternative dispute resolution. You can go for arbitration. You can, So unlike where you go to court and the judges, they are just lighting and, perhaps you don't have opportunity to express yourself. Here you come freely and we actually call it a smiling we call it a smiling court because you come and you are free to talk and even when you have finished, you can stand up again and say, no, you know, I forgot one point. You know, what I'm trying to say is very convenient. And you don't have to have a lawyer. No, as long as you know what you want, just go to tribunal. Our people need a lot of civil education to know what tribunals are. They are the simple courts for all people. If you have RAD matters, either you go for alternative dispute resolution, or you even go to tribunal courts, you will find things are very easy. You go there and say your problems. And as I told you, the composition of the tribunals makes it, gives easy access to wananchi. These are people, one is, you know, I have been privileged to have gone for training in several countries or benchmarking. I've been to Singapore. I have seen how they do it there. I have been to London. I have seen how they do it there. I have been to Canada. All these countries. And the idea is what I am telling you, and that is what I want to emphasize, is a quick access to justice.
And more personable. Now, you're in charge of all the tribunals attached to the judiciary, but then there is the Transport Licensing Appeals Board. Tell us about that.
Well, just a quick correction. I'm not in charge. I'm a chairman elected by other tribunals. You know, we are in the form of registering officially, but not that I'm in charge. We have a tribunal department, and we have a Madam Asuga who is in charge of it. But let me talk about Transport Licensing Appeals Board.
Yes.
We deal with the disputes arising from licensing department of NTSA.
Okay.
I'm sure people know about NTSA. And our command is to deal specifically with people aggrieved or who have been denied licenses, driving licenses, for example. And this one, if you hear about it, tell all the youths, don't bribe. When you go for your test for a driving license, please, if you don't get that license within the stipulated time, which should not be more than 3 weeks, please come to us. We have even reduced our filing charges to just 500 shillings.
Okay.
And you can file wherever you are. If you are in Mombasa, if you are in Kisumu, wherever you are, and we shall come there to make sure that you get justice. Don't be cheated to bribe to do what? No, we must kill that culture. And it is important. This is our country. And now, Parliament has given us this opportunity. They have enacted, the act was done in 2012, and 2014, it was promulgated, and you know it has been working, and that is the help we should be looking for from politicians. Let's not just think that we have a parliament there to come and give us money. No, they make legislative laws that support the betterment of this country. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. The Transport Licensing Appeals Board, through the wisdom of the government and the parliament, they enacted this law so that you people down there can get quick justice if NTSA does not give you your license within a given time. Please come to us, and I can tell you, I believe that most of us will go to heaven, not because we are preacher men, but because of the good job we do. Don't expect to give a bribe when you come to my tribunal. You just fill the form, and you get, at the end of this, I will give you our number, and you can call from anywhere. We shall guide you how you can apply through internet, and this will come online to our office. We shall tell you to go pay, if it is a driving license, 500 shillings. You pay to the nearest court just for filing's sake, because Nyinyi youth, we want to help you. Please, wake up.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, apart from that, what other issues, the grievances are commonplace that are addressed by a tribunal, afar from them not getting licenses that they feel they are due?
Now, our main clients, or the people we deal with,
yes,
and it's a very important question you have asked. First, mostly the matatu circles, when they are denied their licenses, we call them RSL. When they are denied RSL,
yes,
or when they are refused, when they apply for a route extension and they are not given in good time, or they are not given, where we deal with them, tourist companies that want to register, and sometimes they are not given licenses. People doing all the PSV vehicles, even tuk-tuk, border, all these people, if they have a problem of licensing, please come to us. These are the people we deal with. The government has seen it. It's important. You know, the transport sector is one of the major stakeholders, major in the sense, it's one of the major ministries in this country, and they earn a lot of revenue for the country. At the same time, they create a lot of convenience. So we are just a public service body to facilitate good and convenient transport in this country.
Okay. And all of it, the charge is still 500, the reduced charge for all of these grievances?
I have said that because we found that for the license, driving licenses, most the people who apply are the youth.
Okay. We
reduced to 500. Others pay 1,500 for other cases, which is just very low. It's just fighting. You can imagine where you have 5 board members and we are charging 1,500. It cannot compensate anybody, but we are a service body. Yes. Our aim is to bring justice to our people and to have a smooth running transport in this country. So we try to be as lenient as possible to our people to be able to access justice.
Of course, and one major concern would be for, I'd imagine, someone watching, is the success rate, or at least the satisfaction rate when they opt for a tribunal as opposed to going to court. So would you give us a rate? What is the likelihood of getting what you need out of the tribunal?
You see, first, like any other court, we are impartial. When you come with your grievances, we keep you on the dock there, you explain your problems. Let's say you say, I have been denied, I applied, or I did my driving license 2 months ago and I have not gotten my driving license. I wrote to NTSA, they have not given me my driving license.
Right.
On the other side, we ask NTSA, why haven't you given, is what this man saying is true, and why haven't you done the necessary. Then, you know, there are times we make judgment on that day, same day.
Okay.
You bring your case and we are going, if there is no reason why a young man who is looking for a job somewhere has not been given his license, we make judgment and we give orders.
Right.
We give immediate orders for that person to be given his license. Even where Matatu SACCOs are refused those licenses, we give an order, and with that order, even before the NTSA finish their process,
Right.
you can drive on the road with that order.
Now,
yes.
Another concern with the judiciary and the judicial process is the backlog. Do the tribunals offer a different situation when it comes to backlog? You've mentioned that you can't get your issue addressed within a day. Is this something that cuts across, or do you face the same problem with the other courts?
Well, as I told you, the idea of having tribunals is to offload cases that would have gone to high court. So when you come to us, or when you come to a tribunal, I'm not only saying my tribunal, because we have length of tribunals, we have business premises tribunal, and many others.
Yes.
When you go to tribunal, the idea is to get expeditious judgment. The judgment should be done within the shortest time possible. So that is the good of it, that a tribunal will do your case as soon as possible. There are no technicalities. There are no mentioning that today we have called for you for mentioning the case. No, you come. You tell us your case, we give you a date tomorrow, and our timelines are such that they are favorable for the job we do. We make sure that within 24 hours we communicate with you, and we write summons to the NTSA, and within 1 or 2 days, 3 days, we call you, and we call the NTSA, and we give judgment. And I think that is assisting our people quite a lot, especially the young people who need licenses. Please don't bribe. Just come to the tribunal. Just check Transport Licensing Appeals Board, and you'll see us in the internet, and then just apply or tell us your problem. Somebody will be waiting we have a caretaker desk where you tell them your problem, and they will help you to propagate whatever you need to, or the process, they will advise you on the process.
Okay, and what other services do you offer aside from, adjudicating some of these cases?
As a tribunal, we are also around arbitration. There are times people come to court, and when the NTSA hears about them, sometimes they will say they didn't know about this, and so we bring them together, and we write a consent for them. But as I said, we deal with anything that concerns licensing in transport. If you have a dispute, if you are not, if you are aggrieved, if you are not given service in good time, please come to us. That is our commodity, and we deal with such issues expeditiously.
What about interim orders, issuing summons, decrees, and that sort of thing? Does the board do that as well?
Yes, I told you when the two parties come together, or perhaps they agree, we just write a consent, and it's the quickest way to get justice for anybody who has a problem in the ministry, in the transport industry, that is.
Okay. Are you happy with how much it's being adopted as an option for conflict resolution?
Well, I don't want to go deep into some technicalities, but for me, there are a few things that we need to look at, and since we are young, we are trying to, we started the public participation the other day, and we want to come up with a document or a charter that will guide our transport industry. It might perhaps need, further consultation, but for the time being, we are trying to do all we can.
But when it comes to the adoption of certain new systems, a lot of the time it has to do with reaching out to the people and just ensuring that they actually know. So, of course, aside from being here, what are some of the other efforts that are being put into place by the judiciary to ensure that people know that there is an option that could be even faster and even have a more human face to it as you try and seek justice or resolution to your problems?
Let me first start by thanking you for inviting me to talk about this, because for sure this is one of the good services that you people do to the public, because they will know about the tribunals, and there are no charges. But other ways, in the past we printed some pamphlets, but it's expensive, and we have a lot of challenges. We are appointed by the executive, yes, or the CS of Transport, Ministry of Transport, and then we are seconded to judiciary. So in judiciary, sometimes we look like orphans because we are not. The judiciary does not fully own us, and the Ministry of Transport also has now said, no, you go your way. So we have finance problems, and our why not for the financial problems that we are facing. We had the thought of, printing more and more pamphlets to access people, or to tell people what we are doing.
Okay, and perhaps your last words as we conclude the conversation.
Yes.
Your last sentiments on the board as we conclude the conversation.
Well, in my conclusion, I want to tell Kenyans, this is our country, especially you young people. Please, please take advantage of all means given to you by the government. For example, when we talk about licensing, if you have gone to a driving school and you have not gotten your license in time, come to us. If you are a SACCO and you have not been given extension, please come to us. If your license or your portal is crossed by NTSA, let's kill this culture of bribing. Please, let's join together. And I can tell you for sure, we are going to support you. We are going to support you. Stop bribing, stop being threatened that if you go to tribunals, you will see nothing, nothing. You have a right. You are the people who have employed NTSA. You are the people who have employed Dick Waweru here. So please take advantage of what Uhuru Kenyatta's government has given, our parliament, and all the leadership of this country. We want to change and have a better Kenya. We cannot have a better Kenya until you put your feet down and make sure that you do what is right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Dick Waweru is the chairman of the Transport Licensing Appeals Board. If you're having situations where you're having a dispute with your licenses, delays, and there are very many other areas that they can actually address for you, get in touch and, of course, get yourself some justice. And on that note, we're going to call it a show here on Morning Express. Thank you very much for tuning in from the beginning all till now. Tune in tomorrow, same place, same time. My name is Trix Ingado. Have yourself a lovely day ahead.
This is KTN News.
Airbnb is an online marketplace that connects people who want to rent out their homes with people who are looking for accommodations in that area. They provide an alternative to travelers looking at spending less money as opposed to a hotel room. Sylvia Arua is a full-time Airbnb host in Nairobi. She has leased 36 apartments in Kilimani, which she rents out on short-term and medium-term basis. 2 months ago, Arua's occupancy rates fell to almost 20% due to booking cancellations linked to coronavirus.
The pandemic gave us the lowest moment in the business. We saw almost half. When we're talking about maybe 80% of accommodation, we're talking around 15 clients. We saw 15 clients pack up and go to the airport. It was really bad. Yeah, but we had to sit down, restructure, look at it, how do we wake up again? Yeah, so we moved places. We had a complex which had different spaces, that is studios, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms. So we moved from that space, which had 40 apartments. We scaled down to 20, and now we are coming up again. We are now at 36.
At the peak of the coronavirus crisis in May, the government imposed restrictions to curb the spread of the disease.
Weren't sure how much sanitized are your rooms, how clean is the place. And we offer also services like cleaning for you. So they are thinking, are you coming with the correct material? Are you doing the right thing? So then you find a lot of people are shying off from booking the apartments, yeah.
In a bid to grapple with the drop in reservations, Arua has cut rental prices to attract guests from medium-term rentals, and it's paying off. Today, occupancy rates have soared with locals taking up most of the tenancy.
The pandemic is still here, but funny enough, the demand right now is getting better. For now, I'm even having the demand higher than what I can supply. Yeah, so as I said, we scaled down to 20 rooms, and we thought we should stay there for a while up until maybe next year and see how the COVID is going. But here we are, 2 months later, we are increasing the rooms from 20, now we are at 36, almost going back to the initial number that I had, which was 40. I think different things for different people. You have the staycation. People want to probably not chill at home so much. They just come for a drink up with friends. People are moving around. People are signing contracts here in Mombasa and Kisumu. So we have different people with different needs. It can be a business trip, and you just don't want to stay in a hotel. So that's what we offer now.
Proximity to amenities such as hospitals and shopping centers are also becoming key determinants for tenants.
Our location is good for now. Our location is key. We are near many places, the hospital, the CBD, the shopping center, the schools, the shopping mall. So that's one thing that we have right. Secondly, it's more like guys are starting to see we can actually live with this. And we've shown that we can be better at these cleaning services. So they get to trust you. Yeah.
With restrictions slowly being lifted, there is a sense of optimism that some form of normalcy is returning, but the weight of the pandemic is still a great concern.
This is KTN News.
This This week on Area Code, we shine a spotlight. Dandora, High Rise, Nyayo, Ruburu Estate.
Hii sasa ni inconvenience hata wakaaji hapa.
Idea. So just pin it. Akikuja tapata.
Nimekaja sasa kutoka 1982.
So now we're walking towards...
We've traced the origin of Komarok Estate all the way from Nairobi, and right now we are in, as in most pioneer city council estates in Nairobi, are required by law to ensure a strict set of guidelines are adhered to.
Let me tell you the truth. They have lost everything.
This monumental site is not only home to this particular dump site, political or otherwise, they consider this area too far away from town, but decades later,
kuna experience mzuri na mbaya.